My name is Brittany Purdue. I'm a 911 dispatcher with the Cocoa Police Department, and I recently took a 911 call from a concerned citizen reference to a juvenile that was drowning in a swimming pool.
911, what's the location of the emergency?
A baby is drowning.
What's the address?
Clearly?
Where are they at?
16 Oak Meadows in the pool.
Look at any units. I need somebody to respond to 1605 Flower Mound Lane for a toddler drowning, 1752.
I knew that I needed to hurry up and get that call dispatched because I was taking the 911 call, but I was also working the cop radio.
I was coming in actually to turn in all my gear, all my paperwork, everything at the end of shift that we usually do, because I got off in about 8 minutes. And I immediately turned around and took off lights and sirens going up Clear Lake. I immediately jumped out of my car, hit my body camera, grabbed my medical bag, and took off running to the kid.
Move! 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 Move!
His mouth was blue, his face was blue, and when I looked at him, I opened his eyes, and there was no response at all. So I immediately started CPR. Officer Christian Pine arrived, and even though he's new, all I said was start, and he knew.
Start! Okay, we got a pulse. We got it.
Officer Kyle went down to the infant's head and assumed a C-spine position towards it, and then began rescue breaths, while I went down to the chest and began chest compressions. And then after administering one round of breaths and then a single round of chest compressions, the infant, or the 2-year-old, immediately began breathing agonally. We continued CPR, and then we were able to get a weak and thready pulse.
During that time, I just tried to help Officer McNamara and Officer Pine in any way that I could, try to break their tunnel vision if they had it, give clear instructions on what to do next if they needed it, and then seeing security because there was a lot of people out there.
How old? 3? Hey, take them. Take them. See if you can't pat some of that water. Just get water out.
Smack her on the back.
There you go.
Hard. There you go. Let's get her over.
I literally picked up the baby to put him over my knee to apply aggressive black blows to make sure that we got all the water out of there. But as I looked, I saw Lieutenant Gustiano up to my right, and I just kind of looked and I was like, oh, and passed the baby off to him right away because fire is going to have much more skill.
He was crying. He seemed to have a gaze. He wasn't very responsive. He kind of seemed pretty limp too. He was cold, and we started warming him up, and then we were just we gave him blow-by, or we put a non-rebreather on his face to give him some oxygen to help assist him.
We gave the patient oxygen, did a 4-lead on the patient to take a picture of the patient's heart, and we started an IV. And then soon after that, the county transported to a hospital in Orlando.
I was there to just assist. We got some baseline vitals just to make sure everything was okay with him. We heard his lung sounds. He had a little bit of fluid inside of his lungs. So, but everything else, luckily, he was fine. It was good because we thought it was going to be way worse.
I love being able to help people. That was one of the things that I wanted to do when I was younger. I always wanted to be either a cop or a dispatcher, and when I started working here, and I was like, oh, well, now I get to help people. And I actually do, and it makes me feel good that I am able to help people and get people the help that they need.
Everybody did a great job, from the family to the bystanders and the other officers and the paramedics and the firefighters.
I've only been here about 3 months, so seeing that definitely, it hits more than like a fire. When it's something like a young child especially, it just kind of hits home. I had a similar experience myself, so when I saw the child, it was just, I didn't really, there's nothing else you could think about. It was just you calm, you just want to make sure that a child is safe and fine.
I think everybody did an outstanding job. Cocoa Fire Rescue as well. They came in, they picked up, they got the child over to the ambulance. Brevard Fire Rescue, they had to drive, I believe, all the way to Orlando with the child because they couldn't fly him out. So if it wasn't for everybody's quick actions that day, that they could have gone completely different.
The thing that I love about 911 fire, communications officers, police officers, is that 911 is something you can always depend on. And if you call 911, we're going to respond. And we're going to respond to you just as if it were our own family.
Baby's out of the pool, they're trying to resuscitate.
497.
That means breathing.
How are child's breathing?
Continuous CPR, hold on.
Hey, 12. Go ahead and follow him up to the hospital. Get an update for me.
Tempo.